All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today, we're going to be having a different type of conversation. We're going to be going over some market updates, especially on one of the hottest neighborhoods in Miami. It's Venetian Islands. So we're going to be launching this series of market updates. We're going to be doing it weekly, where the idea behind it is to just give you a refreshing on everything that is going on. So today in particular, we're going to be discussing one of the nicest, in my opinion, neighborhoods in the area, which is Venetian Island. And, those are, for those that are not too familiar on what the Venetian Islands are, is man-made islands in Biscayne Bay. It's in the cities of Miami and Miami Beach. From west to east, we have all these different islands: Biscayne Island, San Marco, San Marino, a lot of them that it's right now one of the hottest areas in Miami Beach. So let's just go over that. And when it comes to market updates, we're going to be going over some of the things that have been happening this year versus the previous one. So as you can see, in 2018, we had 34 transactions, okay? And again, this is a report strictly for single family homes, okay? Which is way different from condos and some other areas in Miami. So for this, obviously we had 168 million in 2018. And then we saw a little bit of a drop in 2019 with 23 transactions with a little bit of a lower volume. Now, if we look at 2020, the difference about the previous years and now is that we had COVID. Everybody was thinking that this year was about to be crazy. And regardless of what we've been facing, we are doing pretty phenomenal. The market is on fire. 22 transactions. We're still starting the month of November. Sales volume, 142 million. Right now, we're entering the highest season of the year in Miami. There is a bunch of homes available, and I think that we're going to surpass the highest numbers that we had in 2018, which was also tremendous. Now, if we look a little bit more into the super luxury group segment, okay, the 5 million plus, what we see in here is that yes, 2018 was also a phenomenal year where there were 15 single family homes that got sold with a total volume of $129 million. Now, that compared to 2019, it was tremendous because there was a big drop the year before. Now, if we look at 2020, what we see is that we are seeing a huge demand when it comes to super luxury homes. So far, 12 transactions, sales volume of 114 million. Again, these homes that we see in Venetian Island, they range between 1 million all the way to 34 million. So it's a very big range, but when it comes to the 5 million plus, so far 12 transactions. So very interesting to see how the market is moving. And something that I want to make a reference into is that when we look at the overall 2020 market report in Venetian Island, we saw that 22 of those properties got sold. Now, the average dollar per square footage, as you can see, it's a little bit over $1,000, so $1,320. Now, the average price sale, okay? Again, remember I mentioned from 1 million all the way to 32 million, 34 million. The average price sold for all these properties is 6.5. So we're talking again about this super luxury home segment. Now, the average days on the market in this case have been 230 days. It's not like in some of the condos that you get the property out there and it sells right away. For these properties in particular, especially this year, there's been some fluctuation between whether to buy or not to buy. That's why these properties have remained a little bit longer in the market compared to maybe condos or some other neighborhoods, but they're selling like cakes. There is really interesting numbers here. And I'm gonna compare it now to what's happening at this moment, okay? There is 46 single family homes for sale in Venetian Island alone, okay? Now, the average dollar per square footage is $1,599. So it's a little bit over the sold price of the homes that already got sold this year, 22 transactions. Now, the price of those homes are a little bit higher. It's $8 million. Why is that? Because more property owners are seeing the demand of buying these properties, especially now with the higher season approaching. And a lot of the people from New York and even overseas to wanting to invest in this type of properties. So we're starting to see more of the high-end super luxury homes getting listed. That's why the average price, it's also a little bit higher. And when it comes to the actual days on the market, same situation. Some of them have been already sitting there for quite a few months already. But now that we're approaching the end of the year, or I will even say it better, the high season, I think that those properties are going to start selling. Why? Because as we observed in the previous slide, the average days that a property is being in the market before getting sold is around that 250 days. So now when we go over these things, obviously there should be also a trend that is behind it, right? Now, this is what we call the market news. There is always a lot of moving parts when it comes to this type of transaction. Somebody with a name goes and buys a property, and the next day you'll see a few other lining up looking to see what's in the market. So this was the case with some of the executives that bought a Venetian Island mansion for 10 million or another one for 15 million. Even the fourth executive bought, the property for, I believe it was $18 million. So there is a lot of movement when it comes to Venetian Island. Also some Brazilian buyers and sellers are moving parts here. But in general, Venetian Island, it's been very, very hot and one of my favorite neighborhoods in Miami for sure. So I will encourage all of you to take a look and see what's going on there. But as I always say, if there's any questions that you guys have, I'm here to help. We are, as a company, Super Luxury Group, always available. And yeah, this is just what we like to call the rapid market update, where we go over some of the insights on the neighborhood, and we'll be doing this for some other neighborhoods in the upcoming weeks. Okay, so drop in the comments, or even here, since we are live, if you have any questions. I see some of you joining and putting some nice feedback. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope this was helpful. And if you have questions, let us know. We're here for anything you need. So again, my name is Alvaro, and on behalf of Super Luxury Group, thank you for tuning in, and see you next time.